So the cholesterol, which is a 27 carbon compound, partially derived from the dietary sources, and the remaining half is obtained from the endogenous sources. And of the endogenous requirement, half of it is synthesized by the liver itself, and the remaining half is synthesized from the other tissues. And adult brain cannot synthesize cholesterol, while the newborn brain will be synthesizing cholesterol. And what is the after effect when the cholesterol level is elevated in the body? What happens when LDL and TG level is elevated? What happens? It will be getting accumulated. It will be getting sedimented around the walls of the capillaries, so that the blood cannot flow smoothly. The surface area which is there for the smooth flow of the blood flow will be reduced. So see, this is the area of the surface area of a healthy blood vessel. But when the TG and the cholesterol level or LDL value is elevated, what happens? See, the cholesterol will be getting deposited around the wall, so that the surface area is reduced to this, right? So it is partially blocked. This is the reason behind the heart attack, the stroke, etc. So the organs, tissues will not be supplied with enough amounts of oxygen, right? And when the oxygen content is reduced, when the brain lacks the oxygen, what happens? It results in stroke. Okay, so again, when the values of cholesterol is again elevated, you can see the deposition of cholesterol around the eyes, and it is known as xanthelasma, right? That is the yellow deposition of cholesterol around the eyes, etc. Then this is known as plaque. The deposition of cholesterol in the blood vessels is known as plaque. And cholesterol is one of the most interested molecule in various aspects of the science. Like in the case of chemists, it's a cute four-ring structure containing compound. And case in the eyes of biochemist, it's a simple two-carbon substrate. Is how is cholesterol synthesized? The huge molecule to 27 carbon containing the cholesterol molecule is actually derived from the two-carbon compound acetyl-CoA. So it's very interesting to study the synthesis of cholesterol. So of the 27 carbon atoms of the cholesterol, 18 carbon atoms of the 27, the 18 carbon atoms are derived from, 18 number of the 18 yeah, out of the 27 carbon atoms, the 18 molecules of acetyl-CoA is responsible for the synthesis of this 27 carbon compound, and require a large amount of ATPs, and also it's a reductive biosynthetic reaction. So that is, it requires NADPH as a coenzyme, right? And so there are certain enzymes which uses NADH also, but it is mainly principally the cholesterol metabolism or cholesterol biosynthesis, the de novo pathway of cholesterol. De novo means the new, right? The fresh cholesterol molecules are synthesized through de novo pathway, and it is a reductive biosynthetic pathway happening in the cytoplasm of the cells, right? So it's purely a cytosolic process, and it requires 30 different enzymes. 30 enzymes are required for the biosynthesis of cholesterol. Okay, and it is all these enzymes will be activated and carries out biosynthesis of this 27 carbon huge molecule of cholesterol with the help of 18 molecules of acetyl-CoA. Right, so it's very interesting, very curious for the biochemists to study the structure of cholesterol. And the eyes of physiologists and cell biologists, its essential function in the membranes of animal cells. And physicians, elevated levels of the blood cholesterol accelerate the formation of the plaques, which leads to atherosclerosis, leading to myocardial infarction and stroke. Now, what are the interesting facts about cholesterol? Cholesterol is the major sterol in the animal tissues, and why we prefer vegetable oil to the coconut oil? Because coconut oil, we know that it is rich in palmitic acid and all, and it is rich in cholesterol, while the vegetable oils do not contain cholesterol. That's why the sunflower oil or safflower oil is preferred to coconut oil. എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് vegetable oils കഴിക്കണം എന്ന് പറയണേ? Yeah, of course, one is it is rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids, and another reason is that it is having least amount of cholesterol. right? And actually a portion half of the daily requirement is actually met from the diet, and the remaining half is actually synthesized by the body, right? And bulk of it is synthesized in the body itself, right? And who discovered the cholesterol? It was identified by two scientists named Michael Brown and Joseph Goldstein, and they were awarded Nobel Prize in 1985 for their work on cholesterol, and is the most decorated molecule in the biology, and it was awarded 13 Nobel Prizes for different scientists who were responsible for giving various contributions to the development of the study of cholesterol. And it was first isolated from the gallstones in 1784, almost exactly 200 years back. Actually, cholesterol was identified and has exerted a hypnotic fascination for scientists from the most diverse domains of science and medicine. So, അത്രയും celebrated ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു compound ആണ് cholesterol. Such a celebrity among biochemists, right? And this is the structure of cholesterol. It's having four ring systems, namely A, B, C, and D. And the D is continued with an isoprenoid side chain, and it's having an OH group on the third position, two methyl side chains on the 18th and the 19th position, and there is a double bond in between the fifth and the sixth carbon atom. See, the numbering start from this position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is a double bond in between the fifth and the sixth carbon atom. There is an OH group on the third position. There are two methyl groups or two side chains, two methyl side chains on 18th and the 19th position. Okay, and there is a side chain. This is the isoprenoid side chain, and this is the 17th carbon atom, right? So the numbering starts from this position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 9, 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So on the 17th position, we are having the isoprenoid side chain. So 17 we now stops the numbering up to this. Then this forms the 18th carbon atom, or 18. This is a methyl group. So the 18th position is occupied by a methyl side chain, and this is the 19th carbon atom. That's another methyl side chain. Okay. Then this is a 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27, right? So this is how the 27 carbon atom is formed. And this ring system, or the cholesterol ring system, is also known as cyclopentano perhydrophenandrine ring system. This is the parent ring system, or this is the structure. This ring system of cholesterol is known as CPPP, that is cyclopentano perhydro. This is perhydrophenandrine. This is known as the phenandrine ring system. A, B, C, right? So this is cyclopentane. So cyclopentano perhydrophenandrine ring system. Okay, that's the ring system of cholesterol. Right? So this is the numbering. 1, 2. See, this is a numbering, right? And the cyclopentano perhydrophenandrine system has 27 carbon atom. There's a hydroxyl group on the third position, double bond between fifth and sixth position, and this is 8 carbon side chain at the position 17. This is isoprenoid side chain, and this isoprenoid side chain contains 8 carbon atoms, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this 8 carbon side chain is attached onto the 17th carbon atom. It's also known as isoprenoid side chain, and there are 2 methyl groups on the 18th and the 19th. That forms the 18th and the 19th position. It's actually located on the 13th and the 10th position. The side chains are attached onto the methyl side chains are attached onto the 10th and the 13th position. In total, there are 3 side chains. There is a 10th position, 13th position occupied by 2 methyl groups, and the third position occupied by an OH group, right? And there is an isoprene 8 carbon side chain which is located on the 17th carbon atom. Okay. So what are the functions of cholesterol? There are different functions to be carried out by cholesterol. It's responsible for the cell membrane formation. Then they are responsible for the steroid hormone biosynthesis. All the steroid hormones. Which are the steroid hormones? Steroid hormones can be divided into three different types: glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, and sex corticoids. Right? So corticoids means they are derived from sterols. So sterol, the parent compound is a cholesterol. So cholesterol is the parent compound for the synthesis of all the steroid hormones. So glucocorticoids, and the glucocorticoids are responsible for controlling the carbohydrate metabolism. They are hormones. So all the steroid hormones are synthesized from adrenal cortex. Right, we know that there's an adrenal gland located above the kidneys. Right, so above the renal renal space, we are having an adrenal gland. So adrenal gland, again, you might have studied in the anatomy and physiology, that is adrenal gland is having a medulla and a cortex. Both the cortex and the medulla synthesizes hormones. Medulla synthesizes medullary hormones, while cortex synthesizes corticoid hormones. So all the corticoids are derived from the cholesterol, and the cortical hormones are again belong to three different classes. Glucocorticoids are responsible for controlling the carbohydrate metabolism. See the name, glucocorticoids. So they control the glucose metabolism or carbohydrate metabolism. Then there is a mineralocorticoids controls the mineral metabolism, that is sodium potassium, right, metabolism. Then there is a third class, that is the sex hormones or sex corticoids. They are responsible for controlling the sexual behavior, that is testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, etc. The female and the male sex hormones. So they are the steroid hormones. All these steroid hormones are steroid in nature, that is they are synthesized from cholesterol. Right, so that is another important function. The third important function is that they are responsible for synthesis of vitamin D. Vitamin D, we know that it's a fat soluble vitamin, so they are derived from fats, and the parent compound from which the vitamin D is synthesized is the cholesterol. You might have studied in the first year. Then there's a bile salts. We know that bile salts are responsible for micelle formation. So it enables the dissolution or the transport of the fat soluble vitamins, etc. So they carries out the emulsification. So they are secreted from the bile. So the bile salts are synthesized from cholesterol. Then lipoproteins, we know that. Then the cholesterol esters, formation of cholesterol esters. So these are the various functions of cholesterol. Now, how is it synthesized in the body? Again, biosynthesis of cholesterol. The starting substance for cholesterol biosynthesis is acetyl-CoA. So ketone body synthesis, then the cholesterol metabolism, all of them are synthesized from the acetyl-CoA molecule. So the 2-carbon acetyl-CoA is responsible for the cholesterol biosynthesis, and the synthesis of cholesterol happens in all the nucleated cells of the body, and again it is purely cytosolic in nature. And it is a reductive biosynthetic mechanism, that is it requires NADPH. This enzymes carries out their function with the help of NADPH as the coenzyme, and around 30 enzymes are required for the synthesis of cholesterol. And the starting substance, 2-carbon acetyl-CoA, around 18 number of acetyl-CoA molecules are needed for the synthesis of one molecule of cholesterol, and it is a highly energy requiring process. ATP consumption orupadulla oru synthetic pathway ആണ് cholesterol. So it is both taken in the diet and also synthesized by the body. It is the endogenous synthesis is inversely related to dietary intake. That is, when the dietary intake increases, the endogenous synthesis decreases, or when the dietary intake reduces or decreases, the body itself synthesizes more and more amounts of cholesterol, and high intake decreases the endogenous synthesis. Okay, and about 1 gram of cholesterol is synthesized per day, and almost all the tissues participate in the synthesis of cholesterol, and the largest contribution is made by liver. I have told you that around the 500 milligrams synthesized by the body, 250 milligrams are synthesized by the liver, the intestine. The remaining portion, 50%, is contributed by intestine, skin, adrenal cortex, reproductive tissues, etc. The major site of cholesterol synthesis is liver, skin, and intestinal mucosa, and all the reactions are cytosolic in nature except for the hydroxylation reaction. OH in the addition matram endoplasmic reticulum. That is a modification. So it is happening in the endoplasmic reticulum. and the enzymes are cytosolic and microsomal fraction of the cells. Acetyl-CoA is the starting substance. All the 27 carbons are derived from acetyl-CoA, and the reducing equivalents are supplied by NADPH, while ATP provides the energy. Right?